And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Monday. On Mondays, we Marston in Red Dead 1. David is here. Shout out to the mods. David, welcome, friend. Appreciate you. What's for dinner? And happy Monday. Ben's Trends, never weaken. Welcome, friends. How is your week going so far? I'm happy to welcome you into the week with Red Dead 1. Our Red Dead 1 playthrough. I believe this is the second to the last playthrough for this game. This game finishes so fast, ridiculously fast. And we're going to get Dutch in this episode and go back to the ranch. Ben says, "Hey Super Antonio, how's your night?" It is going quite well. How's your night going, Ben's? And David says, "Chicken sandwich," and there he is. I'd eat that, but David, I don't think you've ever made anything that I wouldn't eat. Ben said, "I had a steak rice chipotle bowl." I used to love those chipotle bowls. Chipotle stock is ridiculously overpriced. What is it at now? There used to be room for profit there, but now it seems very overvalued. It's $29,000. It's $2,903.44. That's ridiculous. And it's gone up 500. It's gone up 700 in a year. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I don't understand how that stock can be so valued. David says, "Don't eat there." Yeah, David, the stock is ridiculously overvalued. Callum says, "Yo, greetings, Callum. Welcome." Guess what I did this morning? I dusted out my old copy of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, Game of the Year edition, and played it. And let me tell you, the game came out in 2015, and it holds up so well. Holds up better than this game, if I'm honest. I was watching a Dragon's Den playthrough as I was playing it and enjoying my game so much more than the game I was watching. I'm really looking forward to showing it to you guys on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we will Witcher. It is just as immersive as Red Dead 2. I like I like Geralt just as much as Arthur. Horses aren't as good. Crafting is so much better. And there's nudity, which while I will have to be artful about censoring is a harsh word. Editing. We shall edit it so that it's not so obtrusive. But it'll be fun. You guys will have fun. Ben says, "I've been enjoying them recently. I had my first Chipotle meal a few weeks ago and loved it. Very healthy." Callum says, "Much news on the girl, Ben." And David says, "I've had it twice in my life."
My family.
Yeah, I hope ODog shows, David, so that he can give Ben some well-timed advice.
opportunity to save your family, and you failed. How could I possibly reward you?
In the meantime,
You're a public
let's go
menace.
get
We
Dutch.
should have had you killed.
I wish you had. But since you didn't,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to regular Marston Mondays.
My boy, oh boy, it's
To be
Nasty.
honest, I
You
miss
don't
him.
wish to be dead.
Never Weekend says Wednesdays wacky
Insignificant
Witcher
creatures
adventures. Yes,
desperately clinging on
Never
to
Weekend.
life like the
We're
rest
going to
of
do a
us.
Witcher 3 playthrough on this channel. See what happens.
I know.
See how it does.
You like Dutch. He's a charming fellow.
David says, good old Moondog.
He's like one of those.
Well, the channel
nature
dog Sadie is over here.
babies. Only he takes things
She's resting peacefully.
a little step too far. Rather than just loving the flowers and the animals and the harmony between man and beast, he shoots people in the head for money. Can't disagree.
He's a goddamn killer.
Ben says, not much, Callum. Still taking it slow and focusing on how to do it. Yep. It's still on my mind. I was going to tell my dad about my feelings, but it can be awkward.
Shooting a man in the head because he doesn't like
Yeah,
the
I mean,
flower.
if your dad's available, he might be able to offer some good advice.
I know.
Callum says, trying my luck with a new girl. She's told me a lot of things she wouldn't tell people, which makes me feel as if I have a good chance. She's a pretty girl, and we get along well. Yeah, if she confides in you, if you have established a relationship
Now, while
where
the
she's
rules may
telling
not
you
be
secrets, or
they're really not so
that can imply
Exactly.
intimacy,
What's the alternative?
future intimacy. Callum says, that's good, Ben. Slow is the best way.
It's about one man and
It
his
can also
guns.
imply that you have been friend-zoned. So be careful, Callum.
Civilization may be dull.
And for you, which is different than Ben's, I would make a move. I'd make a move earlier
in the way
just to
you
get out of the
enforce
friend
this
zone.
civilization, this freedom
If you're in it,
meant
or if you're on the bubble, if you're on the edge, make a move.
ever
See what happens. It's better to be shot down than shut in the
to
friend
kidnap
zone.
a man's wife and son?
David says, if it's going to Jalen, let it happen. Never force anything.
As I said,
Sage and sound advice. Yeah, don't force it. Just
after the debacle with the army and the bank,
just be proactive, I think.
Mr. Vanderbilt.
Ben says, that's also my situation too, Callum. She is pretty and we get along really well. Callum says, I've only been complimenting her so far, as I'm not going to push it straight away, as she's away on Saturday to Spain for the week. So I'd rather wait till she comes back and ask her over to mine.
Shall we, Mr. Marston?
Sounds like a plan, Callum. Callum says, to be honest, Benz, you got this as long as you believe in yourself. That's the main thing. Yes, have confidence. Sadie, don't go. Stay here. Stay with me. Stay with the chat. David says, I was 32 when I met my wife.
Off that trigger until we get out of Blackwell.
I'm surprised, David. You'd lived a whole life. I thought you'd been married longer, to be honest. But I'm glad it worked for you, David. Ben says, I'm definitely breaking out of the zone. She really just makes me feel really relaxed when we hang out. Okay then. And Benz continues, thanks for the kind words, Callum. Stay. Wait. Okay.
Our armed forces
Just
have
wait.
no equal. We have made incredible progress
Wait.
in the past few years.
She's a good girl.
This isn't much more than a simple.
Don't touch that gun until I tell you.
Soon there will be no war we can't win.
Miko is here. Miko says, hello, Superantonio, and Sadie, hello, David. Howdy, Benz, Callum, Never Weekend, and everyone. Miko, greetings. How are you, friend? Happy Monday. Tuesday for you, I believe. And Ben says, hey, Miko, because Miko and Serena are living in the future. Callum says that's good, and if her body language is the same as yours, which is relaxed around you, then you definitely have a chance. Never Weekend says, what's up, Miko?
What's the word, Captain? We spotted one of Dutch's men about an hour ago. I think he took the bait.
Let's get in position then. Have your men ready to run them down.
Cruz is here, and Cruz says, Marston Mondays. On Mondays, we Marston. Welcome, Cruz. In Red Dead 1. And Cruz continues, hello, everyone. Hello to you, Cruz. Thanks for being here. 10 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Appreciate you. Happy Monday.
Hold your fire until I give the word.
David says, we've known each other 28 years, been married 22 years this October. Okay, yeah, so you knew her for a while before you married her. Well done, David.
On the horizon. Fire at will.
Ben says, and I've gotten her to laugh a lot at some of my jokes. Always like to lighten the mood. Yeah, humor goes a long way. Humor is underrated.
We'll kill every last one of you.
Look at Pete Davidson and the girls that consider the girls that he gets, the women he attracts, and the way he looks.
Kill those bastards.
Humor goes a long way. Never Weekend says, I just finished my own Red Dead 1 playthrough a couple days ago. It was a great experience and a well done port. David says, Cruz, the 63 is the year I was born. Yes, David is a senior member of the channel, but he is in his prime.
Keep them back. Try and kill me now.
Cruz says, Benz, you're a real smooth operator. Don't you forget about that, bro. And Jesse Gilliam says, Gilliam, I've already completed Red Dead 1, playing as Jack now. I do like Jack in this game. He's a fine-looking Jack. The best elements of his mom and his dad. His voice is a little bit grating though, but maybe that's because I'm not so familiar with it. Miko says, ah, to be young and in love. Those were the days, as Dutch said. All the best to you, Benz. Yes, there's no fool like a young fool. Callum says, should try some compliments, as if she's laughing at your jokes. She'll definitely smile at your compliments. Yeah, listen to Callum. David says, so does money. Cruz says, David, what do you mean? Why the cruise is there? Jesse says, okay, bye. Thanks for being here, Jesse. David says, I was answering general chat and your name popped in there. Ben says, I really enjoy these chats. It really feels like old buddies having a good chat. Ben's, that is exactly the vibe I want for this for these live streams. Just having a fine conversation and playing video games or watching me play video games. Cruz says, every rose comes with thorns. Let's not forget. Yes, it's a yin and a yang. But hopefully, you can avoid those thorns.
Any more of you?
This is insanity. I can hardly hold on.
Just shut up and drive for them.
Never Wicked says, you can always take the thorns off, Cruz. It's all about communication. Got some great advice in the chat. Yes, develop your communication skills. Develop your confidence. do your push-ups. Cruz says, very true, never weaken.
Don't let him get too close!
And let's try that again, shall we? Jesse says, do you know what GTA San Andreas is? I'm not sure about your question, Jesse. Are you asking about Grand Theft Auto in San Andreas, which is pretty much just Los Angeles? Or are you, I need more information.
They're hiding behind the rocks! Gun them down!
We are going to be doing a Witcher 3 playthrough on Wednesdays, which is about as far from San Andreas as you can get. Also, if you have a chance, check out my second channel. The link is in the pinned comment, this chat, and also in the description. I do video and Blu-ray reviews, and also a series I'm calling Movie Quote Shorts, where I do dramatic readings from my favorite movies. And it's very creative for me. It's a creative outlet and very performative, and I'm enjoying it a lot. Very satisfying for me. Ben says, I was thinking of purchasing and reading Blood Meridian. I heard it was dark and a gritty Western story. I've heard really good things about it. I don't know that book, Ben. Cruz says, we played GTA 4 last month. Sad for me to say, it feels outdated. Yeah, I was amazed at how well The Witcher held up for a 2015 game, for a game that's almost 10 years old. That's basically 10 years old. Never Weekend says, this truck mission annoyed me because the bullets kept hitting the top. Yeah, super annoying. But it has to be done. Jesse says, GTA and Red Dead is in the same universe. Yes, it is. That's one thing I love about it. Though they don't really take advantage of that. I mean, you can't go to Blackwater or Saint Denis and Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto Saint Denis. That would be wonderful. Jesse, Never Weekend says, that's debatable, Jesse, but I see where you're coming from with that theory. Yeah, I'm sure the universes are connected. They have to be. Not there. I just wish they were as connected as Quentin Tarantino's universe, and which they aren't. Callum says, think my Wi-Fi just randomly gone off, and Drew says, however, I've had Elder Scrolls 4 for a while. Might actually give it a playthrough for once. Was never into games about dragons and elves. Callum says, luckily I have data though. And Ben says, Blood Meridian was written by Cormac McCarthy, who also wrote the story of No Country for Old Men. Yeah, I've heard of Cormac McCarthy. So it's probably good.
Well, Mr. Marston, it seems like your mentor Dutch no longer looks quite so kind.
Elder Scrolls 4.
That man's insane.
So it seems.
I think
Let's
we
look it
need to
up.
Get him before sundown.
As you say, Captain. Otherwise, he'll be gone again.
Elder Scrolls
What if I
4
say no?
Oblivion. It's Ubisoft.
Before I shoot you myself, let me just
When did it
point
come out? 2006.
the one person we have left. That
Yeah,
can
it's another one of those
command
sword and
his
dragon
officers.
games.
We know who knows him. Your wife.
That won't be necessary.
Cruz asks,
Mr.
do you have
Ross,
unlimited
Captain,
data,
let's
Callum? And
go.
Christian is here. Hello, says, hello, folks. I've made it. Happy Monday to y'all, partners and gals. Greetings, Christian. Welcome. David says, Chris. Ben says, I love movies where a character does something and it causes another character a problem. Great cause and effect in writing. And Callum says, nah, I just pay £15 when I need data, to be honest, as I hardly ever use it. And Christian says, hello, David. Neverweekend says, I think they are connected, but some people have said otherwise. I was convinced they were because you can find a book in GTA 5 written by Jack Marston about his father. Also, you can get a gun. It's at the Pagan if you complete a mission in Grand Theft Auto Online, or you used to. Ben says, hey there, Christian. And Callum says, I've had this current amount for a good month now, but haven't used it all till last Sunday and today. And Christian says, hello, Scarface. Cruz says, yeah, Elder Scrolls had a really popular release reception when it came out during PS4 360 days. Ben says, Christian, hello, Arthur Morgan. Callum says, think O-Dog's been hooked on his lady friend the past few days, although I don't blame him, but it's nice to have him in the chat. Yeah, he'll be back when he's back. And he might even be here. Ben says, I heal pretty fast, Arthur. And Neverweekend says, Christian, how's it going, Black Lung? Jesse says, Zenobia is the name of the Strawberry Roan Ardennes in Red Dead 2. Found that out, by the way. Oh, that's a nice name. I like that name. Cruz says, damn O'Driscolls. I had something scary happen in real life. Speaking of O'Driscolls. No, I live in a city. I live downtown. I live in downtown Sandony. Okay, and I was going to the grocery store, and I walked there, and thank goodness I didn't have the dog. You know, I was walking there, and I take a shortcut, and it's not through an alley, but it's through a deserted street that is like, both sides are parking garages, okay? And it's always quiet, and it's always like, there's very little traffic, except people going in and out of the parking garages. And there's very little foot traffic. And there's a homeless guy who is having an argument with himself at the top of his voice, at the top of his lungs. He's just yelling and screaming at himself or at some invisible person or someone in his mind. So, of course, I immediately cross the street. And he's yelling about how violence is not the answer, and you're a bitch if you raise your fists at me, and I will fight you back. And he's just like threatening the clouds in the sky. And so I'm crossing the street, and then, you know, I'm just looking at out of the corner of my eye, and he's following me from the other side of the street, and he's started to focus on me, and he's yelling at me. He's yelling, violence is not the answer, and you're a little bitch, and I will kick your ass, and you know, he's just like being very threatening, but he's not crossing the street. And so I carry a knife, but a knife is a last resort. I'm not going to stab anyone. That's ridiculous. It's mostly for opening packages. So I'm thinking, you know, and this guy, you know, I'm sizing this guy up from the corner of my eye, and he's like scrawny, and I'm certain on some sort of drug. So, you know, a knife's not going to be really effective on him anyways. So I'm thinking that if this happens, I'm going to have to knock him out, okay? And to knock someone out, you have to hit him here, here, or here, or here. And you have to get close, like an uppercut right here. That'll knock him out. But you'll have to be, you know, this close to get it to work. And, you know, I can box, I've sparred, you know, I've practiced martial arts. I'm not afraid of getting hit in the face. I'm not afraid of getting hurt. So it's like I don't want this to happen, but I'm thinking it might happen. That was the longest block of my life, and I'm just kind of speed walking away from the block, and he's just yelling at me and yelling at me, but his voice gets more and more distant by the time I got to the end of the block, and there's more traffic and foot traffic, and so we avoided that situation, and I did not take that shortcut back after the grocery store. But yeah, I was really glad that I wasn't with Sadie. So one, I didn't have to worry about her, and two, I didn't want her to be afraid, and I didn't want him to like hurt the dog. And yeah, I should, in retrospect, I should have just turned around and taken the long route and just avoided that situation altogether. But I just didn't anticipate a problem. And fortunately, there wasn't a problem, but there could have been a problem. Cruz says, sounds like a case of schizo. Yeah, he was a schizo. Ben says, I really like the Mexico ambient music and the triumphant trumpets during shootouts. And Christian says, well, Super Antonio, never thought I would hear you curse on stream. Yeah, I apologize for that. I was just relating what happened. Ben says, same, never weekend. Mexico music in Red Dead is so groovy, especially when John says, this gringo ain't happy, amigo, while it plays in the background. Cruz says, if you live in Saint Denis, you go out to play cards or catch a movie on occasion, Super Antonio. I do. I live in the hotel. It's, and there's always a card game going on downstairs. Callum says, oh yeah, we're going to see the final mission with John tonight? Yes, Callum. David says, that's why I have Kodak. I just say, watch him, Kodak, and he will growl at my son. Yeah, David, but Kodak's a big dog. Sadie's a medium dog who thinks she's a big dog. And this guy, he wouldn't have been afraid of dogs, and the dog might have just provoked him even more. And Odog says, and Odog is here. Greetings, Odog. Welcome. Odog, you have been missed. Lots have happened, and we need your opinion on something. Callum says, David's, let's see, where are we? Ben says, hey, Odog. Kristen says, there's Odog. Callum says, Odog. David has the moon dog emoticons. Cruz says, yeah, hopefully he doesn't remember you, Super Antonio. Sounds like he's schizophrenic. Yeah, Cruz, he was. And, those people, they kind of like move on like a storm. But I hope he's not hanging out in that alley, because it's a very convenient shortcut. Odog says, hey y'all, been here, lurking, back to game. Odog, we're going to do a Witcher live stream on Wednesdays. Witcher Wednesdays. And Neverweekend says, yo, Benz, I thought that mi nombre is John Marston was quite funny. And Kristen says, Odog back to his lurking. Ben says, John in Red Dead 1 can be either so cool with his lines or goofy. And Nico says, hello, Odog. Kristen says, also Super Antonio, you don't have to answer this. What's your real name? Have you ever said your name on stream or in a video? Or you keep that hidden? I would just like to know your first name. My name is Antonio. Christian. Super Antonio is my full name. David says, his name is Wink Van Winkle. Yes, yes indeed it is. That's my middle name. Callum says, Wi-Fi's back now, finally.
You know you're gonna die, right?
Well done, Callum. That Irish Wi-Fi.
Push into the village. Come on, let's finish this.
Let's try that again, shall we? So yeah, that was a little scary, but it was fine. Callum says, on Wednesdays we Witcher. Yes, indeed, with the crossed swords and a horse emoticon. Yes, you guys. silver sword for monsters and a steel sword for humans. And we're gonna have to do some weapons upgrades immediately and some armor upgrades. And I forgot all of this. You know, it's like a completely new playthrough. Cruz says you'll have to put on a strong impression on Wednesday to win us. Non-Dragon Swords aficionados over Super Antonio. No pressure, LOL. I'm telling you, this game is worth playing. If you like Red Dead Redemption 2, you will like The Witcher 3. Christian says, so that is why your channel is Super Antonio. I felt like Antonio was your name, and your feelings were correct. Ben says, my uncle plays Witcher, and he makes me want to try it out. Yeah, Ben's. It's worth playing. Jesse says, stop talking about your Wi-Fi's, Callum. Callum is just sharing the adventure he's on. And Ben says, I was really surprised there was hostile natives in Red Dead 1 when I first played. And Callum says, what, Jesse?
This is it, man. Let's get that gate down. Keep them covered now, Marston.
Yeah.
Up top, cover up. I'm a brave, a warrior. What all you trust?
What indeed? Ben says Callum has his own side quest going on right now. Jesse says, oh, Jesse, what's going on here? Callum is a valued member of the chat, Jesse, and we like to know what's going on in his life. We also like to know what's going on in your life.
You tend to your wounded. I gotta face Dutch alone. You better follow me.
Cruz says, would you recommend living in a city? I've never lived in a city before. Thinking about trying it out when I move. The next phase of my life. I love living in a city. I've lived in cities most of my life. But it's, you know, it's noisy. It's, you know, you're surrounded by people. You're surrounded by life. I enjoy it, but, you know, it's not for everyone. Neverweekend says, the only complaint I have about the game is there's barely any difference between guns and different kinds of horses. They're all essentially the same to me. O-Dog says, we're kind and courteous here, Jesse. Ben says, I've lived in a city condo, then back to a rural house. Yeah, personally, I always think about living in the country. There's this woman I watch who lives in Canada. She used to have 2 German Shepherds. One of them died. O-Dog, you'd like her. Her channel is called One Woman's Wilderness, and she lives off-grid in a beautiful cabin in a beautiful, like, property up in northern Canada. I assume, you know, it's like she speaks French, so Quebec maybe, but I would love to have a cabin like that. Maybe not up north. Maybe up in the mountains. Christian says Callum has the unskippable side quest with his Wi-Fi. Callum says no clue why it even went off. Cruz says, Callum, you stood your ground, bro. O'Driscoll's sent a psyop. And Callum says, cheers, Cruz. And Cruz says, magnifique. Ben says, same Callum, most days in a game I'm fighting the Wi-Fi more than the enemy in the game. Kristen says, yeah, Jesse, O-Dog is not afraid to ban you immediately. He gets happy when he gets to press that button. And if you feel like you can get away with it, O-Dog is always lurking. Yes. Yes, I like to give everyone the benefit of the doubt. It is a flaw and a strength to my character, but O-Dog has the ban hammer, and he's happy to use it.
It's over, John.
Callum says, didn't want to say anything too rude. Yeah, there's no reason to. I don't understand why people get confrontational. There's no reason to. But I mean, I imagine you get to act that way in other chats.
Son of a bitch. God.
Callum says, mostly always have a struggle with my Wi-Fi when I'm playing FIFA, as it always results in me raging. And Ben says, I always use restraint when I don't want to. And Cruz says, FIFA was my favorite game until recently, Callum.
It's over, John.
And Callum says, FIFA is definitely the top rage game for anyone who plays it. Okay, let's go get Dutch.
You're just like me, John.
Ben says, I used to play a lot of ranked games, and I always would have my game crash and dashboard me to the menu. That's annoying. Cruz says, oh no, this game playthrough is coming to its near end. Yeah, there's only one more episode after this, really. And then we return to Marston Mondays. Kristen says, also thought I should let you guys know I got braces. They are not fun, but at least I got straight teeth. And Jesse is back. Okay, Jesse,
It won't make it go away. That's where you're
I hope you're
wrong.
feeling better. And Callum says, I've been playing it flat out, Cruz. Really been enjoying it this year with new evolution thing that came to the most recent one. Cruz asks Jesse, are you an O'Driscoll? And Ben says, same Christian, I've had the braces on for about a year and a half. Okay, here's the end of the of Dutch. And Jesse is not an O'Driscoll.
We gotta stop meeting like this. Sure.
We'll give Jesse the benefit of the doubt.
You always got a plan, Dutch.
Christian says, Ben's, I've had to have mine for 2 years.
I don't doubt it. We can't always fight nature, John. We can't fight change. Can't fight gravity. We can't fight nothing. My whole life, all I ever did was fight.
Ben says, our time has passed, John. And Everweekend says, I got my braces off early last year. Just be sure to wear your retainers, guys, or you get to do it all over again.
Paradox, John. You see? And I have to
Red Dead
shoot
2, as you recall, also ends at the top of a mountain
build this
with a
fire.
confrontation between John, and
They
Dutch.
because they have to justify their wages.
That's their business.
Cruz says, are you a fan of the Moccasin Super Antonio? I might give him a try on a playthrough on Red Dead 2. No, I am not. But only because,
Time has passed.
I mean, I don't think they look very Western. I prefer the worn boots. And that's all you get for Dutch. Christian says, I got a plan, John. This is a good one. And Neverweekend says, you can't fight gravity.
So at the end, you didn't.
Note
have
the
to
gold
use-
weapons. We're going to upgrade all our weapons and turn them
Man's
gold
dead, Ross.
in honor of this playthrough on Marston Mondays. Ben says, my older sister got her braces off years ago. 7-year-old me was terrified of them. Cruz says, it's sad that John and Dutch relationship had to end like this. Well, yeah, but you don't, I mean, if you're playing this game straight and you don't know about, you know, before Red Dead 2, this is all you know about John.
Where's my family?
And Dutch has always been like
Your
this.
wife was killed in a prison riot last week.
Callum asks, anyone else use the Fox chaps from the Trapper? Might use them on a main outfit for my Bad Honor playthrough. And Ben says, Fox chaps are cool. I like them okay. I don't like the Trapper
Thank you, Mr.
chaps
Marston, for everything.
as a whole.
I know this
I mean, we
wasn't
found
easy for you, but
a nice pair for
you've done your
our Bad Honor playthrough.
Yeah, exactly. See you around, John.
Never,
Try to stay
Christian
out of
says,
trouble.
Neverweekend,
Come on,
pretty,
Archer.
Dutch
Let's go find
died
somebody else we can
to
annoy.
gravity, so I think gravity did not try to stop his fall. And Neverweekend says, when I'm gone, they'll just find another monster. Hits hard, considering John was their next monster. Jesse, we know you're not an O'Driscoll. We're giving you the benefit of the doubt. But you are a little bit on probation. Ben says, my sister currently has 3 kids. I'm a 14-year-old fun uncle now. Yeah, you are a fun uncle. Wow. I had fun with my nephew growing up. We played Legos and watched the Clone Wars every Saturday. And then we played Minecraft and watched the Clone Wars. And then we played Fortnite and watched the Clone Wars. Serena says, hi, Antonio. Sorry I'm late. Serena, you never have to apologize. And everybody say hi to Serena. Serena, O-Dog is here, but he is lurking, so say hi to O-Dog. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear from you. How are you doing, Serena? Jesse says, I'm not on probation. Let's just stop talking about what I said. And Christian says, hello, Serena. David has the Star Hearts emoticon. Ben says, hey, Star. And Serena says, hi, Christian, and hi, David. Christian says, hello, Serena. Hope you are well. And Miko says, hello, Serena. And Serena says hi to O-Dog, who is lurking. Callum says, don't sleep on the OG elk chaps, Antonio. Gotta see them make a comeback. Neverweekend says, what's good, Star Hearts? Star Hearts says, hi, Miko, and hi, Callum. Serena, Callum is a name. You recall a name.
Jack,
He's using his name now.
anyone here?
Callum says, what's happening, Serena? Serena, we're going to be playing The Witcher 3 on Wednesdays. So you can look forward to that. I want to show you this game. I think you'll like it. It's not scary at all. But there are dragons and monsters in it.
I thought he was dead, John, huh? Where you been? Where you been?
You know where I've been, darling. You know.
David says, when do you see Bigfoot? I don't remember. That's an undead nightmare.
Yeah, I saw him too.
And you didn't go back to him.
Left that
I don't think you can see him free
She
roaming,
left yours.
like, after the end of this game. But
The treat.
that's part of the undead nightmare quest.
John.
Excuse me.
On me one time, but I wasn't so ladylike, and he didn't try it again. Or no one else.
Jesse says, I kind of like the go back for the money ending in Red Dead 2.
Like you,
Um,
like me.
yeah,
Well, he's like a
I
kid
always
growing
save
up without a
John.
father.
That ain't fair.
Because we are in the hero business. Serena says, hi, Neverweekend. Ben says, oh, dog, I have some questions about you. how you should handle telling a girl you like her. Odog, Ben's,
Dumb enough to enjoy their lives.
tailor your advice to a young lad. Ben's is 14,
We tried to change.
so it's different than the advice you would give,
We did change,
you know, someone
and it's over now.
a little older. So Odog, when you answer, think about young love. Serena says, not much, just relaxing. Never Weekend says, that's an undead nightmare, David V.
Jack, come here.
And Serena says, watching Antonio stream. Serena, I'm watching you stream. I'm not. I'm watching you in the chat. I got my eye on you, Star Hearts. Serena says, can't wait, Antonio, to watch The Witcher. You will love it, and then you will want to play it yourself,
Father. I tried.
which will be great for your channel. And it is a cheap,
Go blaming me, boy.
because it's almost 10 years old. So I'm sure you could get it for half price.
Man, but since you're
How
still
much is The
alive,
Witcher 3 on
full
eBay
bells
these days?
and no cattle.
Let's look it up.
That's a nice way to greet somebody.
Witcher
Why don't I get a warm and tender embrace?
3
Consider the fact that I
PS4,
put a bullet in your embrace, old man.
12 bucks.
You were supposed to
20
look out
bucks
for the
new.
I did.
15 bucks or best offer.
Thing is, there was too many.
Good luck. Here's one for $1.99. That's sad.
I wasn't drinking.
Hold your
Looks like you can get it new for
excuses.
20 bucks and you can get it used for, you know, for 2.
Get your bags packed, boy. We got work.
I would get it a new copy personally.
Go on.
Serena says, I'm scared of dragons, lol. Serena, they are more scared of you, and you can watch my playthrough and you'll be fine.
Morning, we gotta go get ourselves.
Callum says, Jack Marston next Monday. Eyeballs. Yeah, we'll do Jack.
We got friends in McFarland.
And Cruz says, although if you opt to go back for the money, the knife fight versus Micah at the front of Beaver Hollow is pretty kick-ass.
You learned to cook.
Never Weekend says, stream crash.
Say, rather
Not
than
this
from prison,
stream.
They actually kept me incarcerated
And
in
Kristen
a
says,
country.
don't forget to like, guys. Yes, 16 viewers in the chat. Welcome, friends. Appreciate you being here. Happy Monday. Ben says, either Arthur succumbed to his injuries on the top of the mountain watching the sunrise, or he died in the burning circle of Beaver Hollow. Very well said, Cruz. Or Benz. Cruz says, get new. If you get used to it, it'll probably be all scratched up, aka headaches. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Cruz. Get a new copy, Serena, but you can get one for half price. Odog says, oh, Odog, this is for you, Benz. Ask if she'd like to go out to a movie. Ask her parents, too. Be polite. Make sure you're well-dressed. And always be respectful. Well said, Odog. I knew you would have the perfect piece of advice. Thank you. Benz, did you hear that? Always be respectful. Serena says, been playing Red Dead 2 since game came out. The first encounter that Dutch and Charles break Arthur out of jail through the wall already on the other jailbreak. Not that one, I will upload it. Okay, Serena. I'll look forward to seeing that. Ben says, it's pretty sad to go to Beaver Hollow in Epilogue and seeing Arthur's wagon pushed over and torn. And Odog says, if she turns you down, still remain respectful no matter how it goes. Hold yourself to a standard. Odog, you're so good at this. Why weren't you here earlier? Callum says, well said, Odog. Yes, very well said. Shout out to Odog. Coming through in the clutch. As always.
How you feeling, Jack?
Cruz says, yeah, Ben, if she says yes, then go to the barber and get a skin fade before the date.
How do you know these ranchers?
And Callum has a Cruz smiley emoticon. Ben says, thanks for the advice, Odog. She is awesome, and I'll try my best to follow the wisdom I have been given. Yes. Yes, you need to benefit from Odog's wisdom. He knows what he's talking about. Odog says, a movie of her choice or that you agree upon. Keep your hands to yourself and try to conversate. Ask if you can spend some time with her.
Well, he'd know, the dirty old fool.
Callum says, need to go for the haircut this week. Wasn't bothered last week, as it was really short last week.
Guess I was a little out of practice.
And Odog says, I was Red Dead 2. Jesse says, I'm smart because I find out the real names of horses in Red Dead 2.
What?
Well done,
Where were
Jesse.
you all that time? Where'd Where'd you go?
And Christian says, Odog got advice from Chapter 6 Arthur.
Important government business.
That's about right. The people thought I owed them some favor.
Well,
Why did they take us away?
They thought it wasn't safe to
he's a wise man, our Odog is.
I know. They're
Odog, have you played Witcher 3?
They told me stories. I think I'd like to be a government man.
The reason I ask is because there's romantic aspects to The Witcher 3
Like you
that I'm going to have to edit, because the game is from 2015 and they were a little more liberal with the nude scenes in 2015. Ben says she done come around my house quite a bit, so we got that also. I think she kind of likes the lettuce. The devil's lettuce. And Callum says, although that's good, Jesse, all horses are real breeds. And Cruz says, right now my hair is going through the Gohan and Piccolo training arc, where Gohan lets his hair grow out in Dragon Ball Z. Rest in peace, Toriyama. And Callum says, in Red Dead Redemption 2. Odog says, save a lot, shoot first and ask questions later. I'm playing a bad playthrough. Callum asks, what chapter are you on, Odog? And Odog says, I'm in chapter 2. Going after a trinket. Which trinket, Odog? Cruz says, is The Witcher the game where they made a TV series of it? Yes. Don't watch the TV series. It's completely different from the game.
So, you ready to learn about herding cattle?
I've never seen you hurt anything.
Jesse, Odog is one of the mods here,
Pack of drugs.
and a valued member of the chat and channel.
I learned a few things along the way. Wait till you see their ranch. What ours will be one day.
I read in the newspaper that ranching's dead. Soon it'll just be factories and businesses around here.
Odog says, neither of you need the lettuce at age 14. It's bad for your organs at this age.
I thought you wanted to be a writer.
Never Weekend says, the music for Go Back
Industrialist who writes
for the Money High Honor ending is so good, in my opinion. And Odog says, the shark tooth trinket.
We can find Mr. McFarland.
Christian says, Jesse, Odog is the first ever mod, and he's a wise man like Arthur, but without the coughing and passing out of TB. First mods, Christian, were Doc and Serena.
Blackwater sent you back on another homicidal errand to protect and save us from Lord only knows
Jesse
what.
says, I can become a member of the channel if I want to. Yes, you can, Jesse.
Sell me some cattle.
My boy, it would be a pleasure. Money's out in the crowd now.
Cruz says, oh, that is a journey.
Happy to help you.
Odog. And Callum says, you smoke, Benz? I don't recommend someone as young. I don't recommend you having that conversation with him.
I want you to lead the herd while
Callum.
I'm driving from the back. Keep us all moving in the right direction.
Sure, Paul. I can do that, no problem.
Ben says, I mostly don't know if I should change some things. I wear glasses, and I mostly wear band t-shirts. And Odog says, not first. Doc and Serena are first. Ben, wear a shirt with a collar. Not necessarily like a dress shirt, but like a, a polo shirt, maybe. Shirt with a collar is always a little more dressy than a t-shirt.
So, you've come for some cattle?
And Abdenor
Up my farm again.
with 200 DZDs. What is a DZD? Thank you, friend.
You've been taught well. Come on, then.
Algerian dinars. Shout out to Algeria. Greetings, friend. And thank you. Appreciate you. Abdenor coming through with 200 Algerian. What are they called? Algerian dinars. So exotic. And he says, let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Thank you, friend. This channel is supported by viewers like you. Odog says, no, Benz, be who you are, but no sticky icky. And Cruz says, team sobriety. Yeah, come on.
Come back and see us sometime.
So, what happened?
Callum says, was about to say Benz had me worried for a second. David says, I was there 3,000 years ago.
Too long to tell without a drink in my hand.
And Christian says, nuh-uh, David.
And Mr. Williamson?
Let's just say Bill and I settled our differences.
Thank you, Abdenor. I will add you to the end credits.
Come on.
Odog says, I was third, I think, Christian. Odog, you came on with Gerald.
Ah, the arrogance of youth.
So yeah,
Guess
you and
little
Gerald were
Merle's
like
company thinks
third
he
and
knows
fourth.
best all of a sudden.
Must take after his father.
David says, I think I was dog. It went
We haven't had much
Serena,
time to talk
Doc,
yet.
Serena and Doc basically at the same time.
It's gonna take some time. We've all been through a lot.
Gerald, Odog, David, and Gerald at the same time or around the same time, and then Odog.
Looks like you got him under control. I best get back to Pa.
Nice to see you again, Miss McFarland. And thanks for everything.
Yeah, Odog, GW.
All right, Jack. Let's get him through the river.
Odog says, I was a regular member before becoming a mod, just around a lot. Well, you know, you knew the game, we got along really well, and you were in a lot of the chats, so I got to know you. And Cruz, that's the main
You're doing a good job.
criteria for me
Lead 'em straight up the hill towards home.
when selecting mods is trusting you and getting to know you. And also you having, you know, a very encyclopedic knowledge of the game and being over 18. Jesse says, need to make a GTA 4 remaster. Ben says, yeah, I don't dabble in the devil's lettuce. I mostly just do the best I can. Do my chores, look after my dog, and be the best version of me I can possibly be. Yeah, Ben, I could say the same thing about myself. Very well said. Callum says, find all different currencies in other countries interesting. And Odog says, oh, okay, Davy Boy was third. And David says, third, I mean. And Christian says, David was there when David was there when they were building the pyramids. And Callum says, that'd be good, Jesse, but debatable with GTA 6 coming out and their focus being all on it. And Cruz says, was there an initiation process? Like how in Assassin's Creed you have to have your finger cut off. Nothing so serious, Cruz. And Cruz says, you were even dropping and building them, David. Odog says, being here a lot helps. Yes, Odog. Jesse says, wish I could become as good as Odog is. All you have to do is be here and put some time into it.
Hold up, Jack.
And Never Weekend says, I gotta go. Bye, everyone. You have a great week, Never Weekend. Appreciate you being here, friend. Serena says, thank you, Antonio, for making me a mod. How could I not, Serena? You were here from the start. You're part of the first 100. You're as much of this channel, you're a part of this channel as I am, as far as I'm concerned. And I couldn't do it without you, friend. Where are we? Odog says, I'm not that good anymore, but I keep it real. And Callum says, have a good one, Weekend. Ben says, bye, Never. Have a good night. Kristen says, goodbye, Never Weekend. Get your rest now, you hear, friend. Serena says, bye, Never Weekend.
That's all of
Odog says, later on, Ben's. And David says, see ya, 17.
Come on. You all right? You're not hurt, are you?
Callum says, got a new duvet today. It's mad comfy. Yeah, I like
Sorry you had to see that, son.
blankies.
Those men won't be stealing from anybody else. All right, let's round up the stragglers and get moving. Slow up.
Jesse says, I think I've been a part of this channel. You are a part of this channel, Jesse. You are a valued member of the chat.
Yeah.
And Ben says, I think I mostly wanted to do this because our moms were friends since we were born. Basically grew up together, and I kind of wanted to quote unquote take it to the next level. You're talking about your young lady friend, Ben's?
Yeah.
Serena says, nice, Callum. I've been looking for a duvet. We call it quilt or comforter. And Miko says, see, Arthur, John can herd now. Yeah, he finally learned. Kristen says, I don't remember the first time I joined my first live stream, Super Antonio, when I started to get noticed by mods and making friends in the chat. Thanks for noticing me, partners and gals. yeah, just hang out. You know, enjoy the conversation, enjoy the gameplay. Participate if you want. Don't if you don't want to. Everyone's friendly here. Callum says, need a comfy bed for the ladies' cruise. Yes, that's true. I need a comfy bed for the dog. She is a lady, though. And Cruz says 100. And Kristen says, no, Miko can't herd, can't swim. Hell, he's father of the year. Odog says, Benz, just remember, you got one mom and don't embarrass her nor yourself. Be good and clean and nice. Very well said. And it's true. You only have one mom. You got to make her proud. I remember when I finally got monetized and I tried to explain to my mother just what a big deal that was. And, you know, she was supportive and she was happy for me, but she didn't understand. I mean, and she watched YouTube. She kind of knew how YouTube worked, but it was like describing Mars to her. I mean, it was kind of funny, and I really wish that she had that she could have understood what a big deal it was and had been proud for me. But she was proud in theory, but in the same way as if I'd like drawn a picture and, you know, that's nice, honey. Let's put that up on the fridge.
That's a fine herd we got ourselves. Did a good job, son. Nice shooting.
Thanks, Pa.
Make a rancher of you yet.
Ben says, I was mostly watching the channel for horse guides on first playthrough. Really enjoyed the commentary. I'm glad to hear that, Benz. And yeah, we got a lot of horse guides on this channel. Jesse says, who's still playing GTA 5 in 2024? And Ben says, okay, thanks for the advice, Odog. Odog says, Jesse, Serena plays, so do I. And Callum says, I play GTA 5 once a month, just to drive around for an hour. And yes, Serena says, I still play GTA 5 and upload, Jesse. Yes. And Cruz says, do you watch cable, Super Antonio? No, I do not. I don't have cable TV. I watch Amazon Prime and Tubi and YouTube, and then I have a very extensive Blu-ray and DVD collection. Odog says, nobody saw gaming blowing up like this, though, Super Antonio. Yeah, my mom just thought it was something I did with my nephew. And she was more happy about the relationship I had built with my nephew than than this YouTube channel. And I guess that makes sense. The weirdest things made her proud. I remember I was trying to teach my nephew how to jump rope, and that made her proud. And I used to show off. I learned how to do handstands just to make my nephew laugh, and that also made her proud.
Come on in. We're open for business.
Hello there.
Where are we? Cruz says, I can see you have NBC Market Watch on the background throughout the day for stock changes. Yes, that's true, Cruz. And I also have I also follow on Yahoo on the phone. Callum says, need more mates on PlayStation. It's hard since all my friends are on Xbox. But Fall Guys is fun enough to play with them when I'm bothered. Odog says, imagine thinking this could be an income avenue 6 to 10 years ago. Well, it's YouTube revenue. You know, it's like, yeah, I tried to explain to her about Google AdSense and and I should have just like said, you know, commercials. You see commercials all the time. But she didn't, it was just too hard for her to understand. It was what they call a boomer moment, I think.
Ah, bonjour,
Ben says, I mostly watch Shark Tank on TV. Some of the products are interesting. I use YouTube TV. And Christian says, first video I saw of you, Super Antonio, was you showing us how to get biscuit and hearing you talk about the game and the horses. I knew you were going to become my favorite YouTuber. Well, I appreciate that, Christian. And Jesse says, you're right, O-Dog. And Callum says, anyone watching The Walking Dead tonight? Serena. Talk to Serena about The Walking Dead, Callum, because she loves The Walking Dead, which is ironic because she won't play any zombie games. And Serena says, I watched The Walking Dead and the series too. I checked out. When did I check out of The Walking Dead? After Glenn died, for real. I had no more patience for the game, for the series, and it just kept going. I mean, I don't know any of the new characters or it's like, and they've got like spin-off series. It's a whole franchise now. Ben says, I used to have a friend I played Xbox with. When he got his first girlfriend and they broke up, he started going through many relationships. I thought it was very odd. Yeah, Ben, that happens sometimes. You don't have to follow that way. Jesse, I don't know what you're trying to prove here. But you seem to be being a little hostile, a little passive-aggressive. And you are definitely on probation. Callum says, watch the ones who live episode 5. It was really good. Hopefully we see Rick and Michonne return to the hilltop or Alexandria for the final episode next Monday. O-Dog says, Cruz says, I'm looking forward to The Last of Us second season and HBO's interpretation. And Serena says, LOL, Antonio. I used to watch Mr. Boss, not anymore. What's Mr. Boss doing lately? You know, Mr. Boss is the reason I started this channel. Because he pronounced Saint Denis as Saint Denis. And he has 3 million subscribers. Wow. Mr. Boss is doing just fine. And he's talking about GTA 6. That's crazy. Yeah, he pronounced Saint Denis Saint Denis, and that was enough. I was like, no. I have to make a channel, if only to pronounce Saint Denis correctly.
Nothing, sir.
What's it about?
Cruz says, Glenn speeding out of the city in his red sports car in the first season, so ironic. Cruz, I loved Shane. I loved that dynamic, that I loved Shane. I thought, I like that actor. Yeah, the first season, which is kind of like truncated, it's only like 6 episodes. First and the second seasons, I think, are great, but those are like super old now. And, of course, I love special effects and all the analog makeups. The makeups are great, but how long can you sustain this? 10 years, I guess.
Then you can write a story about that.
Very funny, Paul.
Serena says, that was awesome, Cruz. I loved Glenn, and Serena, Glenn loves you. O-Dog says, not sure, but a lot of his vids are trash. Yeah, 3.2 million subs worth of trash, O-Dog. Cruz says, Mr. Boss with the bait and switch titles. And Serena watches Strange Man. I don't watch any Red Dead 2 content creators. Can't. Callum says, used to watch him quite a bit when I was younger, but he's such a clickbaiter. And Kristen says, new search, how to dunk on O-Dog when he's lurking. Ben says, I have currently saved up a lot of money, and me and my dad are about to buy my first truck to work on. He got me a summer job at a tree farm place, so I'm mostly kind of employed. I'm glad you're employed, Benz, and I'm glad you're going to have a truck to work on with your dad. That's going to create happy memories for you. that you'll remember your whole life. And also,
You sure you're ready?
you get a truck out of the deal.
Now the trick to
Callum says dog's flat out sleeping. Yes, same here, but I'm gonna wake up mine up so Serena can see her.
help don't stand still, son.
Jesse says bye, cowpokes. Jesse, appreciate you being here.
Things I ain't done with you. But I'm gonna try and make
I
up
hope
for
you
that.
are. I hope you are friendly. I can't tell, and that kind of bugs me.
You don't seem too excited about this. Jack,
Odog says doesn't matter the number. If you push, you could easily get there. Hop, 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 hop.
are you sure you're all
Hop, hop.
right? I mean, I
Yeah,
know
we're gonna
that
try.
business must have been
Odog,
hard on you.
we're trying.
I'm not a kid
Here's Sadie, everyone. Serena, Odog.
time you meet.
Say hi to Serena and Odog and David and Kodak, David's dog, and Cruz, and Miko. Are these still here? And Benz. Do you have any advice for Benz? For a young lady that is about your age?
Bear up in tall trees. You've never seen a bigger animal in all your life.
I read this story about a girl.
Cruz says, yeah, I saw a film that stars Glenn as the actor. The movie is called Burning, and it's a really good plot. Slightly sinister story.
Stay with me, son.
Serena says, bye, Jesse. And Ben says, yeah, the truck is nice. Now I gotta put my dog in the passenger seat with me. Callum says, Sadie looking all cute for the camera. Yes, for once. And Christian says, hello, Sadie, you beautiful girl. Forgot to ask about her. Yeah, she's here. Odog has the dog paw emoticon. That's nice.
Show you how to
Serena says, hi, Sadie. There she is, beautiful lady. Sadie says, you're a beautiful lady.
Great, Pa.
You just gotta wait for
She's
the
a
right
tired
sign.
lady, that's what
Not
she
rushing.
is.
That's a big one.
Just meet
A
you
lot
for
of
some
routine
advice in Manzanita.
grass inspections this afternoon. Did we see any of our dog friends? I don't think we did today.
It'll be your turn next.
Come on.
Just
let's go.
inspected a lot of trees and fire hydrants and
Find another one, Rufus.
and grass. Callum asks, what breed is Sadie? She's a mix. She's a pit bull and Labrador and German Shepherd. And goofball. David says, Odin says hi to Sadie.
You ready to
And
take a
Sadie
shot,
says
Jack?
hi back.
Of course, Pa.
Odin.
it's all about
Odin.
timing.
Remember in AC Valhalla,
Snatch at it.
Ivor's crew would chant Odin, Odin when they were raiding?
Finds 'em.
I like that. That was a nice touch.
Let's go.
Callum says, I want to get an Australian Shepherd as my next dog. Oh, that's so weird that you mentioned that, Callum, because I like miniature dog technology. I don't know if I agree with it, but it has been it's getting out of hand because we saw a miniature Australian Shepherd, and Abdenor is back with more dinars, more Algerian dinars. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you. Yeah, the Australian Shepherd, it was tiny. It's like, you might as well get a cat. I mean, it was like cat-sized. And it was across the street, so we didn't say hi. Kristen says, Callum, Sadie is half pit bull, half everything, and half super Antonio. Yes, she's mostly a pit bull and lab.
Should be just right
And
here.
Ben says, I rewatched Gran Torino the other day. It's one of my favorite Clint Eastwood movies. Same with the Dollars trilogy and Dirty Harry. And Callum says, W. Abdenor. Yes, Abdenor with the win. Appreciate you, friend. Thank you. Odog says, the only 4 differences between you and the boss is he plays other games, he clickbaits, and has a different video setup. He also did lives. Well, we're going to be playing The Witcher 3. So we'll see how that goes. Miko says, I'm in a Facebook group where people showed off their pets who sit with them while they're playing. I immediately thought of you and Sadie.
Trading post at Manzanita.
Yeah. Jesse says, one day I'm going to be a good member of the channel, and okay, bye. Jesse, you are already a good member of the channel. You just don't know it yet.
I didn't think I was gonna like
Ben says, hopefully this one dog litter comes out all right so I can get one of the English Bulldog puppies that is blue and tan. And Serena says, love Australian Shepherds. Well, you should. They're from your country. Though I always assumed you had a pet kangaroo, Serena. Yeah, Sadie has one friend who is a miniature Doberman. Tiny, tiny dog, weighs 9 pounds. I asked because, you know, you might as well have a cat. Spindly, tiny legs, like legs as wide as my finger. It's like, I don't even think you really need to walk this dog. You can walk it enough in your apartment. And maybe because, you know, they make good apartment dogs, you know, we see a lot of them in the city. It's strange. I don't understand. Ben says, I did take care of my aunt's wiener dog. He was super rowdy for a little small dog. Yeah, small dogs are like, they have the short man complex, I think. Odog says, y'all are better than me. I don't want an ankle biter. Me neither, Odog. I want, you know, I like medium and big dogs. Jesse says, good night, everyone. Good night to you, Jesse. Thanks for being here. Callum says, Odog with a smiley emoticon. Odog says, a dog you have to protect from a possum. Yeah. Christian says, bye, Jesse, for real this time. And Serena says, good night, Jesse. Odog says, if he can't eat a steak with me, I don't want them. Well, you know, those mini dogs, you just have to cut out like a mini, tiny little piece of steak. I could use a steak right now. Ben says, I don't like cats at all, though. My grandma has a fat orange cat named Jerry. He is super hostile and annoying, but not to my grandma. And Odog says, just keep a cat, LOL. Yeah, that's Ron Swanson's, says any dog under 25 pounds is basically a cat. Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. Before you, Odog, Ron Swanson was my go-to hero for all things male. Before you and David.
All done. Let's head home.
Callum says ginger cats are evil. They act all soft and cute, and then they scratch or bite you. Well, it's a completely different experience with a cat, and you know they're low maintenance. You know you don't get as much affection out of them as you would with a dog, but you don't have to work as hard with a cat. You can leave them alone, and they're fine. You don't really have to walk them. They're very clean. They train themselves with a litter box. Cruz says, yeah, Odog, you just made me kind of hungry, LOL. Yeah, made me kind of hungry as well. Odog is laughing at Jerry and Cruz. Ben says, and not just the orange cat, she kept 3 chihuahuas, so even more extra ankle pain. Callum says, hairless cats are awful looking. I believe those are the Egyptian cats that the Egyptians worshipped as gods. And back to the ranch we go.
Oh, Pa, that was so much fun. I can't rightly believe it. Just like in the books.
We'll do it again soon. Now get to your chore.
Ben says, I'm convinced hairless cats are skinwalkers. Well, that kind of makes sense. We're approaching max honor. We didn't even try. Odog says, cats are not clean, LOL, and they have no respect for space. They're cleaner than dogs, I think. Pound for pound. They're also brissier. But yeah, you know, it's for different personalities. You know, I've had cats and I've had dogs, and I think I much, you know, I know I prefer dogs. I don't think I'd ever have a cat again. Miko says, hairless cat equals Lord Beerus. Miko, look tomorrow for the giant snake short. I called it, it's a little bit of clickbaity and trolly title, O-Dog. I called it The Legendary Snake in Red Dead Redemption 2. O-Dog says, cats will go from the litter box straight to your pillow or kitchen top. Heck no. Yeah, that's true, I suppose. And O-Dog says, I had to train mine not to when I was at the ladies. And Ben says, honor in Red Dead 1 means way more to me. It's harder to get, especially when you're low on honor. And O-Dog says, they're not. Cats. Cruz says, okay, I must be on my way. Busy day tomorrow at Pronghorn Ranch. Okay, Cruz, I appreciate you being here, friend. You have a great night. Have a great week. Hope you are here for the inaugural Witcher 3 stream on Wednesdays. Callum says, I'm about 2 foot from my Wi-Fi router. Can't help you, friend. The only Wi-Fi trick I know is to put it at the highest point of your house or the ceiling. You know, it's like, put it at the highest point. That works for me. But in my case, it's just at the top of a shelf. Ben says, imagine if the giant snake moved and you had to hunt it. Straight up nightmare fuel, yeah. And Ben says, see ya, Cruz. Callum says, if you stop typing for a while, my Wi-Fi's went off again. Perhaps, Callum, your Wi-Fi is haunted by an Irish ghost. O-Dog says, later on, Cruz, and David says, see ya, Cruz. Serena says, bye, Cruz. Hey, Cruz, take care, goodbye, and good night. And Callum says, have a good one, Cruz, lad. Can't really do an Irish accent.
Let's keep it moving now.
It's always seemed musical to me, an Irish accent. I don't know how well this sounds, but to me there's always a lilt at the top. Serena says, bye, Cruz, I meant. Like Sean, you're a good man, Arthur Morgan. Miko says, yeah, I like the shorts you put out. I see you frequently use See the Fire in Your Eyes song. That's one of my favorite songs in the game as well. And Miko says, see you, Cruz. Thank you, Miko. I appreciate you saying that. The Cruz are a mixed blessing for me. The shorts are a mixed blessing for me. Forgive me, Cruz. You know, YouTube really wants content creators to make more shorts. If it was up to YouTube, it would be all shorts all the time. And they push everything higher in the algorithm. You know, so not only the shorts, but like suggested videos. So they're really good for the channel. But I don't know how good they are for like channel subscribers. But they bring more people in. That's why I do it. O-Dog says, did they take the axe in Van Horn? I can't find it. The one I know, I'll go look for it, O-Dog. I know the one you're talking about. I wanted to go up there because I wanted to make a short on the fertility statue. Callum says, you sounded proper Northern Irish when you said lad. Well, I like, you know, I watch a lot of British television. So, you know, and British movies. I like British humor. I like British drama. I prefer it to American drama. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I just think it's better written and better performed. And while I appreciate the accent, and I feel I have an ear for it, I don't know if I'm good at accents. Ben says, worst Wi-Fi I ever had was when lightning struck the outside breaker to the house. It fried my mom's computer since she had it plugged in, and no internet for a while. Wow. Callum says, gonna binge watch some of the second channel tomorrow night. Appreciate you, Callum. Thank you, friend. I've been having a lot of fun on that one, trying to build that one up.
Damn. This pasture looks
Ben says, I'm mostly Irish. I'm even more Scottish. I don't wear a kilt and play bagpipes, though. Callum says, where are you from, Benz? David says, Annesburg Lumber Mill. Yes, that's where I was trying to describe. Yeah, that should be there. Perhaps you have picked it up and forgotten about it, and then you threw it at someone and didn't collect it. But even if you did throw it at someone, if you could remember where you were, you would be able to collect it then. It doesn't go away and doesn't respawn. I never use those throwing axes, but you should, because they're technically one-shot kills. Odog says, could have sworn there's one in Van Horn. No, there's not. Not that I know of. I don't think there are any weapons in Van Horn. You have to be thinking of the one in Annesburg. The only interesting thing is the fertility statue, which is in Van Horn, or closer to Van Horn. Ben says, Callum, I'm from Tennessee, but my grandparents are mostly Scot and Irish. I wish I had the accent, but I can do a decent one. Trust me, I can talk a dog off a meat wagon. Odog says, I just had a drunk ask me for directions in Van Horn too. I misled him, and he walked off the edge into water. Wow. You're taking your Bad Honor playthrough seriously. Callum says, I think there's one near the post office in Van Horn, Odog. No, you're a little bit off. I know the battle axe you're talking about, or the axe you're talking about. No, it's not an axe, it's a hatchet. And that one is in Annesburg. Callum says, wish I could have experienced the teen life in America. Well, I'm sure, Callum, that a lot of teens wish they'd experienced the Irish teen life in Ireland. I think wherever you are as a teen, you wish you were someplace else. You're just dissatisfied, but it's the hormones talking. Lost a cow to that train.
Let's go.
Super annoying. Ben says, in any Bad Honor playthrough before the gunfire happens, I get in an evil Mr. Krabs laugh. One thing I really enjoy about the Bad Honor playthrough is the freedom of just giving in. Like if someone knocks me off the horse, you can just shoot him. And if a witness comes by, as a witness inevitably will, you just shoot the witness too. It's very relaxing not having to care. Odog says, man, I'm getting old. Can't remember. That's okay. Then you can play the game all over again as a new game. I would love to erase my cache and be able to play Red Dead Redemption 2 all over again. Even though I'd probably make the same mistakes as I did the first time, where I was so eager to see what happened to Arthur, I just sped through. From like chapter 4 on, once we got to Guarma, I was like, I'm going to finish the game tonight. I don't care how long it takes. I want to know what happens. Odog says, yeah, appreciate your time as a kid. You'll never be that age again, and adulting sucks. There's fun aspects to adulting. You can do whatever you want. You're free to an extent. Ben says, man, it feels like as soon as I turned 13, a switch just completely changed the way I would think and do stuff. Teen years have been quite a ride. And Odog says, Serena, I always mislead. Oh, I missed a Serena chat. Serena said, LOL, O-Dog. I did that once. He fell in the water. Sometimes I direct him the right way. Callum says, you possibly may be old, but you're still young on the inside, O-Dog. Young at heart. O-Dog, you are in your prime. And Serena says, I do sometimes, O-Dog. And O-Dog says, nothing is free, LOL. Very true. Everything is a trade-off. Everything has a price. Price that you can't necessarily put a value, a dollar value on, or a pound value, a name, or Callum. You know, a price in time, a price in emotions, a price, but yeah, a price in experience. O-Dog says, David says, I was 13 in 1976. Wow. David, you are also in your prime. O-Dog says, Callum, my body is old. Rough life. And Callum says, I don't want to live past 60 to 70. Don't really want to be an old fart, as I won't be able to move about as much at that age as like I do right now. Callum, by the time you're 60 to 70, you know, it's like you'll probably be living to like 90 to 120, you know, and also with like, you know, they'll have like new vitamins and medical regimens and you know, you'll probably be able to replace, you know, joints and body parts. You know, and if Elon Musk has his way, you can just get uploaded into, you know, into the internet. You know, Elon's working on the mind interfaces with the phone. So that's coming too. The singularity is coming. But yeah, you can't say that. 60 to 70, by the time you're 60 to 70, Callum, that will probably be like being 45 is now. So don't worry about it. Just be lucky if you get there, friend. Ben says, mostly I mislead the drunk. It's survival of the fittest out here. And Callum says, at least you still have the charm with the ladies, O-Dog. I think he's always had that, Callum, I suspect. Serena says, David, you are still young. And O-Dog says, David, my car is my age. Ben says, my dad is turning 44 this year. He still does what he loves. He got his hip fixed last year and feels no pain now. O-Dog says, that age. And Serena says, O-Dog too. And O-Dog says, Serena, we're probably old enough to be your dad. And David says, I'm 3 times older than the truck I drive. And O-Dog and Callum is laughing at O-Dog. And Serena says, LOL, O-Dog. Well, yeah, I do like how O-Dog, you and David treat Serena like a little sister or a daughter. I appreciate that. And you look out for her. I treat her like a little sister. And that's why I tease her so much. And Serena says, LOL, O-Dog. O-Dog says, no, I haven't. It came with old age and not caring, LOL. O-Dog says, David, what do you drive? Callum says, didn't know you bought horses at the general store in Red Dead 1. Yeah, there's no stables. And that horse led us straight into the water. Serena says, thank you. Really appreciate it, everyone. Love you all. And O-Dog has a heart emoticon as well. Sadie is taking off again. She's had enough of the chat. David says, 2000 Toyota Tacoma. Toyota Tacoma. What is that? I mean, I know it's a truck, but I just can't picture it. It's just, you know, to me, David, it just looks like a pickup truck. But it's made in Japan. Ben says, currently my lady skills aren't the greatest. I think they come with age. Yeah, Ben, it's just age and experience. Odog says, I've got a 1975 Chevrolet Monte Carlo Landau. I'm still restoring. It's on my YouTube channel. Yeah, Odog, you should make more car videos. It's a whole new audience, and if you built the channel up enough, you might be able to get to support your car restoration habit. Buy some parts, maybe. Callum says, getting my provisional done this week. Odog says, it's a small pickup. Callum, what's a provisional? I'm looking that up. Provisional Ireland. Oh, instruction permit? A driver's permit? So you're driving? Well done, Callum. Ben says, Odog, the Monte Carlo is awesome. I'm a fan of the 79 Carlo. Especially because of training day. King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Odog says, your balls haven't even dropped yet, kid. Relax and just be cool. Your time with the ladies is coming. Yes, that's true. Your time is coming. You know, don't be like so eager to push forward, to finish the story. Ben says, my dad is a gearhead, so it's rubbed off on me a lot. He likes the classics. And Callum says, facts, Ben. Age and experience is the top 2 factors. Odog says, LOL. And nice, Benz. Yeah. Gearhead. I suppose my father was also technically a gearhead. He liked German cars, Porsches and Mercedes.
Finally come to get that bullet out your leg. If you have any night fevers, come back and see me. Get this place cleaned up. I didn't think about moving on.
Careful there, friend.
Callum says, not sure what car to get yet, but looking at a 4-door as I don't want to have to put my seat forward to let my friends out in a 2-door car. And Ben says, okay, I think I'll be ready for them in the future. Right now, it's kind of exciting to just be in my situation. Yeah, Benz. I'm sure it is. I mean, we're all excited for you. Odog says, puberty is coming on, but you're not a Jedi yet, Benz. Yes, you're still a youngling. Hey, Odog, are you going to watch that new series? What's it called? The Acolyte, I think, is what it's called. Where it looks like it's just young Jedis in training. And Trinity's there, Carrie-Anne Moss. She plays a Jedi. Odog says, I never wanted a new car again. Give me the classics. Odog, you are a classic. And that's about all I have for you tonight, friends. Shout out to the mods. Odog, David, Serena. I didn't forget you, Serena. Appreciate all you being here. As you know, we are going to be doing the Marston Mondays, or the Marston Mondays is coming to an end. We shall return with
Thanks for watching.
regular Marston Mondays. Probably in a couple episodes.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Let me
and
get
hit that
this. We'll
notification
run through
bell
this
for daily
twice
Red Dead
because I want to
Redemption
say
2
hi,
content, and we shall
goodbye to
meet
everyone.
again
What was I going to say? And on Wednesday we Witcher.
further on down the trail.
Friday is the Bad Honor Free Roam. Super Saturday Horse Show. Sunday Campfire. Thank you, Abdenor, for the supers. Really appreciate you, friend. Benz, Miko, Callum. Great talking to all of you. What was up with Jessie? She's kind of
I'm super into
couldn't tell if she was
Thanks
if they
for
were friend
watching.
or foe.
I
At any rate,
your
appreciate all of you
views.
friends,
Like,
and
comment, share, and
hopefully
subscribe,
we'll
and
see
hit
you
that
Wednesday.
notification bell
Odog,
for daily
thank
Red
you.
Dead Redemption 2
David,
content,
thank
and we
you.
shall
Serena,
meet
thank you.
again.
Have a great night.
Further on down the trail.
Oh, Linde!
I'm superantonio. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your views. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell for daily Red Dead Redemption 2 content, and we shall meet again. Further on down the trail.